Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria of Through the Peacock's Eyes. It is New Year's Eve, so December 31st, 2020, and I had this idea to do this special reading for each of the zodiac signs for the year of 2021. But it's not just a tarot reading. Last year I did the diving into 2020, and I realized in retrospect that me doing that readings was a sign that 2020 was going to be an unusual year. So hopefully 2021 is better for all of us out there. I have had my Vedic Astrology 2021 horoscope readings for each sign out for a while. If you haven't checked that out and want to take a look at that to see something maybe a little bit more practical every day, check that out. But this reading, and I think I'm going to call them what we need to weave together to create our dreams in 2021. It's going to be titled something like that. I haven't figured it out. And that is because of the two decks I'm going to use. So the first deck, I will pull one card from the Weaver's Oracle. And this is sort of like a deck where we get messages from the ancestors, especially the grandmothers. And what I'm going to do, oh, interesting, I just pulled to the page of Sun. What I'm going to do, so there's two pages for each of the cards. What I'm going to do for this reading is to read her yarn, because these readings are of what yarns do we need to gather up to weave together our dreams for 2021. Sort of like dream weaving, not the dream time dream weaving, but the dream weaving meaning what do we want to create and how are we going to create what we want? Okay. Now, what I'm thinking I will do mid-year in 2021, I haven't decided. We'll see how the year goes. The first half of the year goes, is that in the second half, I will read from the same card for each sign, the braid and the cloth sections. But for this, I'm just going to read the yarn. So one card from the Weaver's Oracle, and then from the Yarn of Mama Shamana deck, which I used last year for the 2020, diving into 2020 readings. I'm going to pull, it's a two-part deck, as you can see, it comes in two parts. These are the backs. There are picture cards, and they're called metaphor cards. And then there are saying cards. I'll just show the back. It's just plain white for that. So it's basically three cards for each sign. And what yarn? It's not going to give you something specific, like you need a new car and you need a new resume or something. You're going to have to take from it what resonates with you. And that's going to give you an important piece for inner work, possibly shadow work, for self-healing, inner healing, for motivation, for inspiration for the year of 2020, so that you can take these yarns that come up for you and weave them into the different aspects of your life to create what you want. So that's my goal with this. We'll see how it turns out. Let me know in the comments how these resonate with you, because this is sort of an experimental reading as well. And people always ask, you can listen to this based on your Western astrology sun sign. You can also listen to your ascendant and moon to get more pieces of yarn, more different colors of yarn, size of yarn to weave together for the year ahead. So this will be fun. This will be interesting. Let me know how it goes. Thank you for being here, and on to the individual readings. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your dream weaving reading for 2021. We'll start with the Weaver's Oracle here. Okay. Scorpio, you get number 4, Night. Crone of Doorways. Okay, so I'm going to pull up her yarn for you, and I will put her picture on screen so you can look at it more or take a screenshot if you like. Night, Crone of Doorways, she is guardian of the threshold. Her yarn. It seemed to her the beginning of a story must be earned and must continue to be earned all the way through to the end. Likewise, a doorway, for there could be no going through it without an offering or sacrifice, although no one might say what form that should take. So the yearning-seeking woman walked towards the doorway of the story, keen to render herself worthy of what it might reveal. The first step appeared small, smooth, and easy. But when she leaned nearer, it was so vast and rocky, she feared to fall and crack her spirit open on its edge. The distant voices of impatient old women summoned her, but she could not move forward, and she suspected that the process was far more complicated than she had first thought. She tried approaching from a different angle, but that did not help. She found that she could stand very close to the doorway, but still not see how she might pass through. Constant vigilance yielded no further clues, and although she wondered briefly if there might be a lock and key, there was, as far as she could tell, no closed door to which to use them. Sometimes at night a crusty old woman would walk through from the other side, a seeing, knowing, waiting, severe kind of woman. This crone carried moss and bones about her person, and a bleached mare skull hung from her belt. She wore a blanket stitched entirely from thick shadow. A tattered crow clawed at one of her shoulders, and an owl rested quietly upon the other, while moths and bats flitted nervously about her head. The old crone would lean against the doorway for a while but say nothing, then disappear back the way she came. The frustration of the yearning, seeking woman grew. Entreaties, rituals, even a heavy hammer had no effect. Still, the doorway and the story that waited beyond it would not yield. They possessed her dreams. The distant women's voices grew steadily impatient, but beyond sending their crow sister, who stood in crony silence night after night, they did little to resolve the situation. Until at last, unexpectedly, the bat-hatted crone stepped through the doorway, beckoned the yearning, seeking woman to her, and turned to cast this song across the threshold. We are standing at the holy doors. Open up, and we shall enter. She nudged the yearning, seeking woman to join her. Over and again they chanted it together until the crow glared and the owl stared. The words of that small song formed delicate black ribbons that wrapped around the doorway and poured over the threshold. They were a key, in fact. Next day, when the seeking woman woke, she discovered the doorway had been opened by no more than a song with some sincere words and a simple tune. How easy in the end was that? Wow, Scorpio. They're all powerful yarns that are coming out, but wow. Okay, so now let's pull your 2 cards, your other 2 pieces of yarn from the Yarn of Mama Shamana deck. Okay. Just the back of a woman's head. Some ribbon. Looks like some shells or nuts. So you can take a picture of this. Let's pull your phrase card and I'll hold them up together for you. Your phrase yarn. Okay. When she raises her arm, the armor comes down. The war is no more. I'll hold these up together for you. Again, you can pause, take a screenshot. I suggest journaling on these, meditating on them, pull your own cards on them. All right, Scorpio, those are your pieces of yarn to work with to weave your dreams in 2021. Let me know what resonates with you in the comments below. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful 2021.